I want to start with something that happened to me 2 weeks ago. I was scrolling through my phone late at night, sweating through another sleepless night because my bedroom felt like an oven, and an advertisement appeared showing a tiny white box mounted on a wall, blasting out what looked like a stream of frost. The text over the video said this single device could bring an entire apartment down to a comfortable temperature in under 10 minutes, using less electricity than a phone charger. No pipes, no installation, no technician, just plug it in and watch your room turn into a walk-in freezer. Naturally, I was suspicious, but I was also hot, tired, and curious enough to actually spend money to find out what was really going on. So I ordered one. Before it even arrived, I did a little digging. I searched for the company behind the advertisement, and there was almost nothing there. No address, no phone number, just a storefront that had been created a few months earlier. That's usually the first warning sign. A real appliance manufacturer has a history. A fake one has a landing page and a countdown timer telling you the discount expires in 20 minutes, which somehow resets every time you refresh the browser. I also noticed the pricing was strange. The website wanted just under $200 for the unit, but when I looked at wholesale marketplaces where factories sell directly, nearly identical looking units were listed for around $15 each if you bought a handful of them. That's more than a 10 times markup on something being marketed as a breakthrough in cooling technology. While I waited for mine to show up, I went back and watched the full advertisement again, and it's worth breaking down just how manipulative it is. It opens with a narrator claiming that traditional cooling systems are outdated and overpriced, designed by big companies to keep you dependent on expensive electricity bills. Then it introduces an inventor character, someone with a lab coat and a name that sounds vaguely European, who supposedly spent years designing this personal cooling breakthrough after struggling through his own brutal summer. Every shot of him is oddly smooth and stiff, the kind of movement you now recognize instantly once you've spent enough time looking at synthetic video generation. His mouth barely matches the words, his eyes don't blink at natural intervals. This isn't a real inventor. This is a computer-generated spokesperson built specifically to sound trustworthy. Then the advertisement shows customer reviews, dozens of them, all 5 stars, all written in suspiciously similar sentence patterns, the kind you'd expect if someone typed a single template into a review generator and changed a few words each time. Finally, my package arrived. It came in a surprisingly small box for something claiming to replace a full cooling system. Inside was a plastic housing about the size of a lunchbox, a tiny remote control with 4 buttons, a short charging cable, and a little packet of what looked like scented gel beads. Here's where it got interesting. Instead of some kind of hidden compressor or cooling chip, when I took the casing apart, I found a small fan, a water reservoir smaller than a coffee mug, and a thin sponge-like pad sitting directly in the airflow. That's it. No refrigerant, no compressor, no heat exchanger, just a fan blowing air across a damp pad and pushing it back into the room. This matters because this is not real cooling in the sense the advertisement promised. Blowing air across wet material lowers the temperature of the air passing through it slightly through evaporation, but it also adds moisture into the room. In a genuinely dry climate, that can feel briefly refreshing standing directly in front of it. In a humid room, all it does is turn your bedroom into a swamp, while making almost no measurable difference to the overall temperature. Real cooling appliances work by removing heat from inside a space and expelling it somewhere else entirely, usually outdoors through a hose or an external unit. That's the only way to actually lower the temperature of a room instead of just moving air around within it. A plastic box with a fan and a wet sponge has absolutely no way to move heat outside. It can only recycle the same warm air, adding water vapor along the way. So I tested mine properly. I sealed myself in a small room, ran it at maximum power for 20 minutes, and used a proper thermometer to track the temperature the entire time. The number barely moved. If anything, the room felt more humid and just as warm as before I turned it on. The only cool sensation came from standing directly in the airflow, which is exactly the same sensation you'd get from any inexpensive desk fan you could buy for a fraction of the price. What really bothers me about products like this isn't that inexpensive fans exist. Cheap plastic fans are fine. The problem is dishonesty. Taking a basic component, wrapping it in a fabricated inventor story, generating fake testimonials, and then charging over 10 times what the actual manufacturing cost would suggest, all while promising a physical outcome the device is structurally incapable of producing. If you've already bought one of these, don't feel embarrassed. The advertisements are specifically engineered using psychological pressure tactics, fake urgency, and increasingly convincing synthetic spokespeople to bypass your normal skepticism. That's not a personal failing. That's a deliberate, well-funded manipulation strategy. If you paid using a credit card, most card providers allow you to dispute a charge when a product doesn't match its advertised claims, so that's worth pursuing. And going forward, if you ever see an advertisement claiming a device can chill an entire room in minutes without a vent, a hose, or any way to expel heat, treat that as your cue to close the tab immediately. As for mine, it's now sitting on my desk as a very mediocre, slightly damp desk fan, which, to be fair, is the only thing it was ever going to be. But here's the thing that actually annoys me more than the money I lost. It's how normalized this has become. A few years ago, an advertisement making claims this bold would have gotten flagged and pulled almost immediately. Now, these things run for months, jumping from one account to another the moment they get reported, using a slightly different name and a slightly different fake inventor each time. The product inside the box never changes, only the marketing wrapper does. And the sad part is, the people most likely to fall for it aren't gullible or careless. They're just exhausted. Someone who hasn't slept properly in a heat wave, someone on a tight budget who can't afford a proper cooling system, someone who sees a video promising a fast, cheap fix and just wants to believe it's real for a moment. These advertisements are built to target exactly that kind of hope, and that's what makes them feel worse than an ordinary bad purchase. So if you take anything away from this video, let it be this. If a product claims to do something that breaks a basic law of physics, whether that's cooling a room with no way to expel heat, or charging a phone in seconds, or running an engine on water, the answer is always the same. It can't. Not because the seller lacks imagination, but because physics doesn't negotiate.